off your old self, it demands obedience. That means you remove that way, that sinful way of life. You have to remove it, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desire. So it sources desires. Verse 22, 23. To be made new in what? Hapa. This is where sound doctrine enters. To change the attitude of your mind. That's why if you see money the same way you used to see it when you were a sinner, hakuna kitu imehappen, haijahappen hapa. If in the world you saw money as the breakthrough of all things, it's what gives you joy and excitement, is the source of your life, then there's a problem. Because in as much as we have money in our hands, our view about it has changed because we have experienced the life of God. The same way about any other thing, there must be a change of attitude. That's what sound doctrine does. Every single area of our lives, we must allow the word of God to come in. It's a fight, brethren. That's why sanctification is a process. It's a fight. Because umeishi kwa dunia na background. There is a way you have been brought up, so that is how things are. It's a fight that you must allow the word of God. Sound doctrine must enter. This is why Paul is telling Timothy, because the church in Crete was comfortable in the way of Cretans. They were lazy gluttons, brutes. So Paul is now teaching him, this is the way you are to instruct them. They are to change the attitude of their minds. This is very important for us Christians today. Because if you don't change the attitude of your mind, there is an area in your life that the devil will have a foothold. A foothold means ni kama stairs, a place to access your life. There are definitions of men today in the society. There is a way a society is modeling the modern man. If you don't allow sound doctrine to change your mind, unknowingly utaflow. There is unknowingly, since everyone is doing it, every movie you watch has it, everywhere around you inakuwa screamed and shouted at you, you will flow with that. There is a modern woman who struggles with submission, who actually is told submission is weakness. If you do it, you are weak. Unless the sound doctrine enters and changes your attitude, you will conform to popular culture. So it's necessary to allow the gospel to get in. Let it define every area of your life. 24. And to put on the new self, that is Christ-likeness, created to be like who? God, in true righteousness, and that's how the word of God changes our hearts. Let it change your mind. Let it change every view of your life. You know, some of us believers are replicating our parents' marriages because you have not allowed the word of God to change your mind. Some of us are merely doing what we saw them do. You bring it. Unasema, unajua mimi my mama alikuwa anafanya hivyo my dad. You unaleta tu chenye uliona wakifanya, unajaribu kureplicate into your house. You have to allow the word of God. You have to have new values that are based on Christ, not on any other thing. That's important. Sawa. Very necessary for us to take in. That's what sound doctrine does. Therefore, anything that encourages sinful nature or the attraction to the world is demonic and not sound doctrine. Anything that makes you be attracted to the world is not sound doctrine. When you see a preacher ameingia hapo, let me give you a good instance. Most of our modern gospel songs, wakishoot video, wameleta hapo tu Chrysler, imeingia tu ameingia na suti na bling tu, akitoka nje tu chacha.